What is up with the squad? It's your favorite RT with Uncle Tendencies, and welcome to another powerful live edition of the Cess Talk Sports BeWise PoliSports Tea Time. You already know, I ain't riding solo. I'm joined by the one and only, the brilliant mind behind the PoliSports movement, Political Lil. Today, it ain't no average conversation, y'all. I've been looking at the comments. This ain't no average conversation. We diving deep into a conversation that's been brewing. Probably hotter than the summertime scrimmage, Lil, for real. We talking race, power, visibility, and straight up money moves in the WNBA. But we're not gonna stop there. We want to slide in some thoughts on the NFL draft and how that same discrimination and bias shows up across all these racialized sports markets. Because let's be real, the system don't just fail in one league; it's everywhere. So let's talk about it. Is the WNBA's marketing strategy just smart branding? Is it a form of strategic exploitation? One that sidelines the very black women who are the backbone of the league when it comes to visibility, endorsements, and just the mainstream love. What's going on, y'all? Oh, we definitely saw the Dawn Staley statue. Love that. What's up, Sharon? What's up, Jeremy? Nidera Groovy was good. And this ain't about one player. It's not one team. It's about a pattern, right? It's a silence that's, I feel like it's just been getting louder. Players, journalists, fans, everybody's kind of feeling it. So we're gonna lay down the facts. Y'all know how we do. We peel the layers back and we put the spotlight where it belongs. So we ain't just talking. We want y'all in these comments, light up the chat. Come on, go on this ride with us. We gonna spill some of this tea. So let's just be factual. Wait, before I even get in that, Lil, how you doing today? Before I even get into that, because I'm so excited. I'm about to get going. I ain't even let you say hello to the people. My bad. But this one,
hello to the
this
people.
one on my mind. What's going on, Lil? How you doing?
Doing okay. Just checking out everything. Politics is the conversation of the day. If you ain't got your politics, you need to get your politics on.
So y'all know it's PoliSports Tea Time, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So let's get into it. Danbury Sports Highlights, what's good? The WNBA, we talked about it in the video. And for those of y'all who haven't had a chance to see it, please check out the recorded piece on this. But we know that the league is 70 to 80% made up of players that are black women. But the mainstream marketing doesn't look like that. The marketing campaigns and sponsorship deals spotlight more of a narrow group, often not reflective of that majority. And it's raised some serious questions, y'all. Is race playing a role in who gets promoted and who doesn't? Let's talk about it. Let me know your thoughts. Are corporate sponsors and media outlets driving this imbalance? And if players can prove economic harm from this disparity, could a class action lawsuit be a viable path to equity? So, I mean, let's get into the discussion. Lil, when you look at the breakdown of who's actually being promoted versus who's dominating on the court, what's the first thing that comes to mind for you?
Total bias. There's no question, looking at the stats, and of course the eye test tells you who's dominating on the court and who's exploding the game in terms of how they display their talent. But that's not being reflected in how the league and its players are being marketed and where they're spending their marketing capital. It's so one-sided and one-dimensional. There's no way with all the cachet that these black players have, and then a particular team winning a championship and these league MVP awards, and then the defensive player, those teams should be featured as well. Collectively, you have a dominant feature of a person who's accomplished being rookie of the year, and she was on the first team. But those feel a little more like selections. But for you to market a team 41 times on a national stage that didn't get past the first round of the playoffs, and then have the defending world champions, only get 26 or 27, a significant amount of views less. And the marketing is skewed, so it's not being marketed on talent, it's just being marketed on popularity. you know,
Okay.
and you know, and so that tends to lean towards it not being fair across the board.
And okay, but let's talk about how the popularity gets created. Let's talk about how the popularity gets created, because the popularity is driven by who they promote and who they put out there, right? So I looked at the comments, and I want to make sure that we start getting back to some of the comments that people leave on the videos, right? And I want to address some of those comments as well, because the first thing that I want people to understand in this conversation is that we're not having a conversation about how good Caitlin Clark is. We're not having a conversation about whether or not Caitlin Clark brings eyes to the game. We're not having a conversation about whether or not Caitlin Clark has a fan base that spends money on the game. That's not what the conversation is about at all. So when you guys make comments like Caitlin Clark's the president of basketball, first of all, you cannot be the president of basketball without having won shit. I'm gonna put that out there, okay? You can't be the president if you ain't won nothing. Let's just put that out there. She ain't won nothing. But that's not it, and see, people, when we say delayed, not denied, that applies to Caitlin too. We don't know what she's gonna be. We don't know what she's gonna be. She has a bag that says that she's gonna be able to compete at this level, but is she gonna pour into that what she needs to pour into it to be a champion in the WNBA? We don't know. But y'all also get upset with us when we say precedents that she set by what she's done before says no, because she didn't win at any level yet. She got just as good a chance to be a winner as everybody else that came into the league last year. Just as good a chance as everybody came into the league last year. Her bag is her bag. She got her specialties, logo threes, stuff that she adds, great passer. But that doesn't take away from the bag that Rakia has. That doesn't take away from the bag that doesn't take away from the fan base that Rakia has. That doesn't take away from the money that Rakia's fan base will spend. That doesn't take away from the fan base that Angel Reese brings, which we know was a bigger fan base coming in here than even the WNBA had at that time. She had more followers than all of them. All we're talking about in these conversations is the fact that in its efforts to push a certain type of narrative, the WNBA is leaving a whole lot of money on the table. A whole lot of money that they can't afford to leave behind. They still a grassroots type league. So what we said, what our conversation is about is, why aren't you marketing more than one? And why do we allow this to happen, especially in things that have women involved? In too many situations where we have talented women doing things, we see the marketing narrative behind that be just one has to be good enough. Just one. It can only be one. Even if it's 5, 6, 7, 10,000 of them that's good at it. They tell you it can only be one. You look at music, it's only one Beyonce. You look at, especially if you narrow it down to like rap music, for sure, it's only one, and everybody else got to be pitted against each other. But these men, they do collabs, they do songs, they get together, they make money together. Women got to be either at each other's necks with that bullshit.
Doing some cat fighting.
Cat fighting. But in real life, we really is on some, hey, I'm gonna correct your crown, I'm gonna help you hold your chin up. Let's get to what it is that we trying to do. It don't have to be none of that cat fight stuff. Cardi can be out there, and Lotto can be out there, and Meg can be out there, and they can all be out there getting bread.
Mm-hmm.
Glorilla can be out there. Everybody can be out there getting bread. They can all be crisscrossing across their fan bases and making money. It don't have to be one. Yeah, it's money, but and this is what we're talking about. It's the money on the table that's being left. Even if it's little pockets of money in all of these different regions that they're not taking advantage of, Hiding behind a bullshit narrative that says Caitlin Clark is the only thing that sells here. That's not the truth. If you go back and look at Baltimore, them girls is wearing them Angel Reese jerseys. They can't wait to get some Angel Reese Reeboks. I got a story coming out about Asia dropping her shoes. Do y'all see them gathering for these shoes? Do y'all see them? All shades, loving Asia. But y'all to tell me on my comments that don't nobody even know who Asia is. Stop playing with me. See, because when you say stuff like that, yeah, the females, they have a lot of collaborations. I agree, Sharon. But they don't push them collaborations. They would rather tell you about Cardi and Nicki being in a beef than Cardi and Lotto and Meg and Glow got together and did a great track and put them on tour together. They'll tell you it's too expensive to have everybody get their hair done. So you got to get all them bust downs. You got to get all them lashes. You got that's bullshit. It's way to partner with brands so that you can deliver those type of concerts, that type of content. But we let people push these bullshit narratives like, it can only be one, when we know that ain't the truth. But what I was saying is that when somebody says to me, or when somebody types on the video, Lil, don't nobody even know who Asia is, that lets me know exactly how long you've been watching basketball and what you're watching basketball for. And we got to stop letting those people who aren't here about basketball be the loudest voice out here talking about basketball. Because they controlling the narrative that we ain't even interested in right now.
When you sideline other players' accomplishments, that's not good marketing. That's agenda setting. And we need to stop trying to set an agenda that we have a God in the WNBA arena, because that's not the truth. And so you're out here, having to deal with a pattern of just racial favoritism, where whiteness is centered and then black excellence is treated as some afterthought. And this is what the problem is. Don't come in the comments if you don't know how the system works, because if you know how the system works, you can see right through everything that's going on. It's not how I feel. It's not about what I like. It's just about what makes sense for a league to grow. You can't grow a league when you only got one plug, and leave all the other outlets empty. That just does not make sense. And so when you do that, I got to sit back and think, okay, there's some bias going on. There's some favoritism in here. There's an agenda at work. Because why are you trying to continually sell me on something that I don't visually see? In other words, you gaslighting me, playing games and trying to convince me of something when I'm looking at these performances on the courts in the league night after night being done by a variety of players. But you telling me only one person invented the game. And this is the person that invented the game, even though we know the game was invented, long time ago. What we want to do as fans is become more educated and stop letting the media bounce you around like you a crash dummy. When you see these kind of things going on and the narrative being skewed towards those that are in power, then you have to say something about it and do something about it. The main thing you could do about it is at least point it out. That's the least you can do. And stop pretending that, it's not there, and coming up with all these ridiculous excuses and, she this and she that and blah, 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 blah. The bottom line is you have talent that needs to be marketed, and the WNBA needs to get going.
Let's get it. Exactly. And I agree. The media will never admit that they made a mistake not covering the WNBA. Sabrina, Plum, Stewie, all great players in white, but media's effort is subpar. So let's talk about that for a minute. I don't know so much about Sabrina. I don't know. Well, I think I do know. I think Sabrina is, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that Sabrina is straight.
Yeah.
I believe that Plum, and I believe that Plum and Stewie are openly gay. So the league ain't trying to put no gay faces. I don't care, white, black, orange, purple, brown, none on the league. None. They've steered clear of that, and we can have that conversation at any time. But that's something that they've not done. And quite as it's kept, they keep picking the wrong ones, and they keep, I don't know, they act like they let them down or something. They pick them and then they like, damn it, not you too, damn it, you too, and then they faces disappear. Think about Cheryl Swoops. Then she came out. They don't barely talk about her. Think about Candace. Candace was everywhere. Now they don't talk about Candace. They never talked about Stewie. Who else? Who else? Who else? Kelsey Plum. Yep, Kelsey. I ain't talking about Kelsey too much no more. I'm sorry, Kelsey got divorced. I don't think that Kelsey's gay. I think that she got divorced, so they got rid of her for that one. Stewie gay. Sabrina straight. I don't know why they didn't talk about Sabrina. I thought they would have talked about Sabrina.
Well, they did a lot of marketing for her coming in. I believe
maybe
she was.
BG ain't gonna never be the face of this. Yeah, BG will never be the face of this.
Yeah,
But
it's not about marketing their sexuality. That's not what you here for. You here to market their accomplishments on the court.
But they made sexuality a big part of this. So think about this. I think it was Sue Bird was talking about the fact that at the beginning of the WNBA, when she was first coming into it, she was almost uncomfortable, and it was almost an unwritten rule that you had to girly it up to be a part of the marketing, to be a part of the marketing of the league. Let's see. Again, y'all are missing the biggest point. She is the most entertaining woman on the planet Earth. By the way, everyone now is marketing now. Did you know in 2022, it was only 25 national games, whole WNBA. But that's the WNBA's fault. And that's our point. I think you're missing the biggest point. That it doesn't have to be that. She's not the most entertaining woman on planet Earth. I don't know where that's coming from. But there are some people that feel like that. But here's the thing: I'm not here for entertainment. I'm here for the championships, and I'm here for good basketball.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing.
And then make when you make a general statement like that, no, that's entertainment to you. See, mm-hmm. I like players based on certain styles. Like, I'm not a Steph Curry fan. I'm not falling out over the TV every time. But I love Steph and respect his game. But I prefer to spend my eyes seeing Kyrie. So mm-hmm. I don't want you to hide Kyrie in the marketing back streets and then push Curry on me. Because that's mm-hmm. That's not the style I want to see.
You want equal access. It's just like people talk about LeBron. I'm not a LeBron fan. LeBron's game does not bring me to the okay, T Carmella, thank you. Does not bring me to the TV. It just doesn't. Yeah. It's not I don't lack a respect, but that doesn't mean that I lack a respect for LeBron's talent or what LeBron brings to the game, or the fact that LeBron sells tickets and LeBron sells tennis shoes, right? But at the same time, Kobe was selling tickets and Kobe was selling tennis shoes, and they equally and they all had that right. That's what I want. That's what I want in the WNBA, to be able to have that choice. I'm not into LeBron or his shoes, but I sure like when he plays against Steph. I like me some Luka Doncic, right? Like, you want to that's where I think the WNBA misses it. In an effort to try to hold a race back, you missing out on money. That's the biggest thing to me. The league could be bigger. The pot could be bigger if we were pushing more players. Let's see, definitely. How they had Dejanay, Brink, Kelsey, and Candace on the underwear to go to the league. They also trying to sexualize them and focus on their looks. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, nonsense. Okay. I'm glad LeBron going home in the first round. I mean, so it happens. It probably hurts the rating some. But it does give fans another opportunity now to get to know the Minnesota Timberwolves and the team that knocked them off. That's just the growth. Oh, that's fine. Not as a whole. People, okay. The W continues to pick the white girls that they think the public should like. They keep picking the wrong ones, and that hasn't helped the Dub move up till now. Well, I think it's because they keep trying to make the pick based on color. Let's make the pick based on stuff that makes sense, like
talent,
how many followers, talent, that kind of stuff, right? Like, impact on the game. The media not going to champion Minnesota. I don't need them to champion Minnesota. But here's the thing. Even here's my thing with the W. Even if they do it regionally within Minnesota, they should be championing Minnesota. I should be hearing about what's going on in Minnesota when I'm in the Minnesota area. It shouldn't be Caitlyn everywhere. Because then that makes me not interested and maybe not buying into what's going on with my local team. Oh, you think that the talent in today's WNBA is still not there? Who would you say is the most talented superstar? Who would you give me your idea of who is talented? What's up, Smooth G? What's up? Once the ratings and ticket sales are behind a team or player, if or not they have issue, the machine wants more money. Exactly. What I'm saying is the machine is taking a wrong approach to get the money.
Mm-hmm.
They could really be getting they could really be getting to the money.
And then you got to understand that the money marketing intersects with the money that these players could potentially make, outside of the game itself. And then marketing determines your value to the public. So if you keep telling us only one person has value, where does it leave the other ladies that are out here performing too? It's not a sideshow where you just going to see one player run up the court and shoot, these fantastic logos. She plays on a team. They play in a system. They play in a league. You have other dynamic performers that need to be marketed if you want the program to grow. They keep talking about they losing money, but you're not doing things that would make you money. And if you have got to market any product you put out there,
So here you said the way Caitlyn plays, it fills seats, so it's not race. It's absolutely race to me because the way she plays doesn't fill seats to me. She doesn't win championships. Caitlyn is a great player. She's going to grow into a great pro. Give her time to do that though. It's like y'all want to put a crown on her before she's earned it. She's not the first one to throw great passes. She's not the only one to shoot logo threes.
Shit, Sue Bird got some passes. She ain't put it on repertoire yet.
My thing, that's where I'm at. Like, give her an opportunity to earn it. Give her an opportunity to make her way. Like, y'all done crowned her this champion already, and she ain't never won nothing. It's got to be Caitlin Clark because look at Indiana Fever. They're selling out, so she's the most popular talent on the roster. Everybody has a most popular player on the roster. That's the point.
It's a whole lot of sellouts.
You should be. It's a whole lot of sellouts. But you would actually have to be superstar. Tell me how long you've been watching the WNBA. Who was your team before Caitlyn got here? Let me know that. Who was your squad before Caitlyn got here? I'm interested. Yeah, I'm not into Caitlyn either because of the lack of defense. I start watching because of Skylar. I don't mind people watching because Caitlyn, but the commissioner never came out and admit that the popularity from racist and misogyny not worth the money. Okay, you start watching because of Skylar. All right. The news that CC made Indiana 36 million and Angel making Chicago 22 million, and neither of those ladies saw a dime of that money. They are both being used, if you ask me. I mean, it's definitely depend on how you make your partnerships. Sabrina played the exact same way. Sabrina was called Steph Curry during Oregon. Christy Tolliver is one of the best shooters ever. Vandersloot, Gray, Bird, Jackie Styles. So, yeah. NBA 2K was changing the gameplay to make it easy for casuals slowly over time. I think casual like highlight plays like CC brings. Okay. But it's a lot more highlights out there. But nobody's being hateful towards Clark though. That's the part. Tell me where since you put it here, tell me where you seen me be hateful towards Clark. CC is the least interesting player to hit the dub in forever. Her game on the court is slow and just jacking up threes that ain't interesting. She plays no defense. It's ugly basketball to me. Oh, I definitely need to see more defense. Houston comments, okay. Caitlin fans never followed the W, the majority of them. If you take Caitlin off the Indiana Fever, the seats will be empty. I disagree. I totally disagree. Too many people just watch. Too many people watch college basketball. Too many people watch college basketball. Like college basketball, women's basketball didn't take off because of Caitlin. It didn't take off because of Caitlin. She's been a great part. She's been a great part of this lightning in a bottle that it is right now. But it isn't just her. It isn't just her. I hope NECA exposes their lack of effort in negotiation. No other league has an alternate like unrivaled. Is L. Duncan and the crew doing the women of the service? Try not doing what Monica McNutt did. I don't know. Let me know what you mean by that. Clark has a huge following from MAGA and white supremacists. They use her to further their agenda. A huge part of her popularity came from them. But so then we get into this thing about who's a Caitlyn fan and then who's just a Clarkie here to push a narrative because she looks like what the narrative that they want to push. That's the other thing. I feel like we let a lot of these fans or so-called fans come in and push a narrative with Caitlyn's face on it that maybe doesn't even really match what Caitlyn would think. But because Caitlyn's not saying anything, she looks complicit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But here's the thing. Caitlyn's biggest games last year were against who?
Angel Reese.
That's why it's 5 of them. You know why? Because she needed to be playing against somebody else that's as big a draw as her. That's all we keep telling y'all. Y'all watch Transformers. Who the fuck is Optimus without Megatron? I'm asking y'all. Tell me. It take 2 in this thing. Who is Optimus without Megatron? You're not going to see the Transformers if it ain't an Optimus and a Megatron. Nobody's going to see the Transformers if it's just Optimus. If the Avengers ain't fighting nobody, you're not going to see just the Avengers.
Yep, you go see Batman. You want to see the Joker get down.
Exactly.
I mean, it's always a protagonist and antagonist.
Exactly. Robots in the skies. More than meets the eye. Right. I don't think that so, and that's the thing. I think that true Caitlyn fans like great basketball. I think that they appreciate great basketball. Now these other people, I don't know what they're there for. But you don't know who the Avengers are? Okay. Well think about Matrix if you know them. You don't need Neo if it ain't no Morpheus.
Mm-hmm.
How many of y'all put a 2 in the chat if you was a Caitlyn fan before Angel Reese did the You Can't See Me? Honestly, just like be honest. If you was really watching Caitlyn before the You Can't See Me. Monica McNutt called out Stephen A. L is more like, I'm just happy everyone is here when unrivaled. They shouldn't be sucking up. What is the commissioner's background? I don't know a lot about the unrivaled commissioner. The one that surprised me is ATL moving all the Indiana games. So is ATL fans popping out because the MAGA in Georgia, or is there interest with Ryan and Alicia and BG with the Fever? There's some interest with them, but I also think it just means that Caitlin Clark fans are going to travel. But and I'm okay with that part. What I don't think it leads credence to is that Alicia Gray fans will travel. Ryan Howard fans will travel. If you market them with the same type of push that you market a Caitlin Clark. I do too. Okay. So yeah. There's not a lot of people. You like the logo 3? That's about it. She went to high school in your town. Okay. I wasn't watching Caitlyn, but I'm a fan of her making history. Okay. And that's cool. We don't listen. She's made her history, and for the people who are supportive of that, here, and I keep trying to tell y'all, the issue ain't with Caitlyn. Y'all keep trying to make it about Caitlyn. My issue is with the marketing. Is with the marketing behind Caitlyn. Yeah, but it's time. But here's the thing, Mike. You can't just keep failing because you just been failing. I'm with you. Solve the problem. You get profitability. That's where I'm at. What fix the problem? They hate on Angel Daily. They do. So everyone in that state was watching for sure. Okay. We got to cut this racist stuff out of it. We're all the same people. We're all on the same earth. So should all be the same religion also. Causes confusion. I'm not religious. I'm just together. It's a free country. I'm okay with moving the race out of it, but I'm not gonna tell nobody who to go, who to pray to. That ain't for me to do. It's supposed to be a free country. What I am against is people is decisions being made on based on what people look like. You should be making no decision based on who nobody pray to either. It really ain't none. It really ain't nobody business who nobody praying to. But for you to be out here making decisions based on how somebody looks or what you think about the color of somebody is wild. And what's crazy is it's really older people that's into that bullshit. It's the gatekeepers that's still into that bullshit. I'm looking at the younger people. It look like they getting on YouTube and making a whole lot of money all together. They don't give a damn. They like, if you can do it, then we can do it. Global, get on Fiverr. We don't give a damn. No matter where you at in this world, if you can help my brand be better, let's do it. It's the older people that's the problem. It's the older people that need to move around and get out the way. That the reason why I keep telling you, the reason why she had those viewers is because she was marketed like that. You didn't give another player an opportunity to show you that they could. That's why. What they're gonna do is she don't get a championship. She's gonna get a championship. She's gonna get a championship. She's got an excellent shot at the championship this year. They put a lot of talent in Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
They put a lot of talent in Indiana. So that's where I'm at. I've been to New York. Trust me, I didn't see a whole lot of love. I've been to New York. I didn't. It wasn't a big melting pot of love. It was a whole lot of yelling back and forth. New Yorkers is a trip, but maybe that's just the tone. Yeah, it's a lot of different colors there, but it wasn't like a melting pot of love. Just brother, sister, help me, help you. That ain't what I saw. We didn't give them an opportunity to. It's a lot of people that shoot from where she does. Kristen Michelle, look them up. Jackie Styles, Sabrina Ionescu, they out there. She broke somebody's record that was shooting like that before. Look them up. I'm not gonna let y'all act like she just came in here and she's doing something that we never saw in the WNBA before. That's it. Superstar, I said what I said about the race and the religion. I'm not gonna have a religious conversation with you. That's not what this is for. I said what I said, and that's that on that. Uh, that's people's choices consistently from that distance. Yes, yeah. Remember, Sabrina Ionescu just won the 3-point shooting contest. Look it up. Jackie Styles scoring machine. Look it up. We've seen this before. Yeah, I know people ain't too friendly there. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of international relationships everywhere. Move around. It's a lot of international relationships. It's international relationships here in Detroit. It's international relationships in San Francisco. That's my point. And younger people seem to move around with that a lot easier than older people. That's what I'm talking about. I don't want to hear nothing about her assist. If you want to talk to me about her assist, talk to me also about the turnover record that she broke. Stop. Come on now. Talk about the good and the bad. Period. They don't do a great job of representing all they stars.
And that's the main thing that we're talking about. We're not talking about nobody's individual did this and did that. Because there's been a whole lot of individuals doing this and that. The problem is why aren't we being allowed to see this? Why isn't that being marketed?
So no, what I want to talk about is that they totally changed the standard of how they looked at the assists. Yeah, you're right. They highest assists, highest turnovers. You're right. But last year they stopped talking about assist to turnover ratio and they made the standard just the number of assists that you get to move away from the crazy way that she broke the turnover ratio, the turnover record last year. That's what I'm talking about. The moving of the needle. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not just talking about the bad. They do enough talking about the good. I'm not here to talk about that part. I'm here to shine the light on the other part of it. It's a lot of channels out here talking about the good part. I'm talking about the real part. I'm not here to sugarcoat nothing for you. I'm here to get down to what's the actual issue in there. How can we fix it? Some of these teams are still owned by the W. So not even all of these teams have individual owners to just market their players. L Downs, you couldn't be here because we barely talk about her. And when we do talk about her, before I even said shit about turnovers, I think I just said about 4 or 5 times that she's a good player. So miss me with that. All you ever hear from people is about her turnovers. 4 or 5 times before I even mentioned the turnovers, I said she's a good player. She's gonna develop into who she's supposed to be. I said all of that. But here you go with a bullshit narrative in my chat right now talking about the crazy because all I ever hear from people is about her turnovers. I didn't even bring up her turnovers. So y'all start talking about her assists. So that ain't the only thing that you hear because that ain't what the fuck you just heard here. So let's keep it a buck. Caitlyn can be the villain. I don't care if Caitlyn is the villain or the hero. My point is put the spotlight on the other part of it. If you want to call her the villain, call her the villain. If you want to call her the hero, call her the hero. If you want to call her the savior, call her the savior. I don't care what you call her, but shine the light on the other part of it. That's all. I don't care nothing about no names. I don't care nothing about no labels. Give everybody a chance to shine. That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Equal access to the marketing dollars.
And Tim, I'm sure the teams that have the money to do that will. The teams that don't, the WNBA needs to step up and help. That's where I'm at. You prefer Paige all around game Beckers? I'm a Paige fan too. I had to Google to make sure. Here is 5 NBA owners or ownership groups in the dub. Yeah. Angel Reese was heavily promoted last year by who? Angel was promoted as the villain. Who is that? Superstar. With all due respect, I told you we wasn't having a religious conversation here. If you want to continue the conversation about basketball, that's fine. If you continue along the religious line, we'll move you right along. College and W season, she's not the best player in the W and not the only star in the W. That's all we saying. That's all we saying. ESPN heavily marketed Angel Reese last year. Oh, please tell me the national campaign ESPN did on Angel Reese.
I ain't even interview her.
Tell me, please drop the links. When you cut that's the other thing. When you come here dropping facts, have your receipts. So tell me about the national campaign ESPN did on Angel, and drop the links to the numerous interviews they did with Angel Reese last year in the W. I'm waiting, please. I'm waiting, please. I can't wait to tell you that I was wrong. Come on, Bob, let's go.
And I must have missed the Stephen A. special on Angel Reese.
Yeah, I'm waiting. Caitlyn brought you to the W. You love it. Welcome. We love that. Angel Reese said herself that she would take the villain role. No problem. Political Lil, I don't think Angel would ever do an ESPN interview.
I wouldn't either. The way they trash her every 5 minutes.
Mike say the only winner is the WNBA accountant at tax time. God. Oh, okay, Mike. Okay, hold on. Mike shifted gears. Mike say, I think what baffled me the most here is that you lose $40 million as a league with Clark and approve expansion. The only winner is the NBA accountant at tax time. So, do you think it's because they see a bigger opportunity for write-offs, Mike? Let's talk about it. She's a good self-promoter of herself, and she markets her brand herself. She's going to be a CEO one day, and Clark will be working for her. I don't know if Clark's going to be working for her, but Angel does a great job building her brand and marketing. Anyone black but LeBron and I guess Shador now. What? I missed something, Wody. I missed Partio. Okay. This is not how ESPN going to speak on Angel. They might say CC name constantly, but they would dare disrespect anyone but LeBron openly. You say it now, Shador. Okay. Caitlyn didn't bring these people to the dub. The media did. Sports writers did it. Okay. The dub dropped the ball when Skylar, Deladon, and BG got drafted. That's when the shift in marketing could have happened. But it can still happen right now. It can still happen right now. They see a bigger opportunity for growth in the WNBA. Are you still, Bob, you still looking for those receipts, the links and stuff, and Angels national campaign on ESPN? I'm waiting. Because you had said. So, back them facts up for me. That's the only thing I ask when you come over here dropping your stuff. How your receipts? That's the only thing I ask. But let's ask another. Let's look at it from another way. If you were a player feeling left out of brand deals while performing at an elite level, would you really consider legal action, or do you think it would backfire professionally, Lil? What you think? Just tell me the name of the. I don't want a YouTube video. I want the ESPN campaign. Tell me the name of the campaign. Tell me the date ESPN did the interview. I don't want no YouTube videos. You said what ESPN did. I'm not doing no Google search. You came in here with some facts. Tell me about the ESPN national campaign. While the Olympics were starting, all the women at ESPN, Molly Quinn and Monica, all had Angel as the Rookie of the Year. That's one interview. You said that she was promoted heavily. That's what I'm asking about. I know that ESPN doesn't cover the W unless it's drunk. I know, Momac. That's why I asked for the receipts. That's why I asked for the receipts. I'm asking you. I didn't think that she had a national campaign. I don't think any number 7 pick got a national campaign. What I'm asking for is the receipts on the facts that got dropped in the chat. So y'all said ESPN promoted her heavily, and then y'all told me 2 times she was on ESPN. That's heavy promotion? That's national promotion? Stop playing, y'all. I watch ESPN all the time. I see ESPN taking shots at Angel all the time.
Mm-hmm.
On ESPN and on their own platforms. I haven't really seen ESPN partner with Angel on nothing. Y'all gave me 2 interviews. Do I see Angel get blasted? Sure I do.
She's not marketed in a way that would make her popular with fans.
First Take was the only show that talked WNBA, and it was Stephen A. Smith being a Caitlyn fanboy and thinking he knew more WNBA than the women who covered the game. I seen it, Jeremy. Shannon tried to tell him a little bit about South Carolina. Yeah. And ain't no whole lot of WNBA conversation going on ESPN. They promoted her for Rookie of the Year. They were promoting Caitlyn first. Let's keep it a buck. This ESPN was promoting Caitlyn for a minute. Close to Olympic time, they switched up and talked about Angel for a couple of weeks. And then they went back to Caitlyn.
Yeah, because that was dying down, and then you got to have something to charge it up. So that's when you switch over to Angel.
Now we talking about the marketing behind CC is refined, well oiled, and purpose driven. Never intended to be fair. Psychology, reinforcing agendas, conformity, way more appealing to some. Cindy blasts Stephen A. Smith that he doesn't watch women's basketball. Uh, Angel has the worst shot with 5 feet in the dub in the 2024 season. Okay, we're not saying I didn't say Angel didn't have stuff to work on. Hearing you with you just saying, but it just tell me the system got you programmed pretty well. That's why you stating what you stating. But if you look at the reality, it's about together. Yeah, it's all about together, superstar. And it's the last time I'm gonna tell you, being together don't mean that you all got to be, look, believe, and do the same things. Being together is respecting people as individuals and allowing people the space to be who they are. That's what together is. Together don't mean we all got to do the same thing. That sounds like you kind of program, superstar. But I'm moving on from you now. So unless you put something else back in the chat about basketball, that's it. That's it on you. But if anybody else is interested in this conversation with superstar, please at superstar directly and superstar at them directly back, because we appreciate the engagement. But yeah, your together sound like a cult. My together sound more like be who you are. But okay. Uh, I think people are confused and just getting talked about in the same combo as other WNBA players in the ESPN campaign, marketing wise. They're definitely not the same thing. Thank you, Luana. That's the point. Emily, run them likes up, please, y'all. Let's look at Kathy and the NBA has never invested in promoting the WNBA. Now's the time to capitalize on the popularity of, but they have still done little marketing for the players. I agree. That's the point. Angel got hurt. That's why it stopped. Angel got hurt at the, what was it, the last 2 weeks of the season?
The last 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They wasn't promoting Angels the rookie of the year the whole year, Kristen. That wasn't what was going on. They moved. If you go back and look at ESPN, they flip flop. I believe if you go back and look at the lives, we talked about them flip flopping. We talked about Angels rookie of the year around here from the very, very beginning. I don't know how long you've been around here, Kristen. I don't really see your name that often. I think I really said it before today, but yeah, no, that ain't why it stopped. Angel wasn't ever going to be rookie of the year last year. Ever. It didn't matter what she did.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. It didn't matter. ESPN probably going to broadcast CC wedding. Mondo, stop. The one thing they can never take away from Angel is that she's a champion. Yeah, you see the champion. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing that I like. When they say everybody with the rings come on in, them the ones I'm looking at. The only time the women's basketball was covered on ESPN was whoever won the championship and milestone like record broken in the draft. Yeah, Angel was a rookie all star, but all people discuss is miss layups, stupid talk. Oh, don't get me started on that. Uh, they got the financial back in the field. The team is Philly, but the league keep ignoring them. Oh, that's wild.
Mm.
Cece gets all these Cape Crusaders when she never talks to the media or her fan base. Very interesting to you. It's interesting. Technological advances. It's refreshing to have access to alternative outlets, perspective, balance. Absolutely. Mm. Cece is the only W player that actually has global brand power equal to LeBron. Oh, okay. Kristen, yeah, you just started following. Okay. It seemed like it. Welcome. But they promoted Angel as rookie of the year for as long as they could. People fail to realize that we know the business behind it and what it's set to be will be. She's never going to be the rookie of the year.
That was already predetermined.
So here's the thing. There's a segment of CC fans that seem constantly need validation for their fandom. Can't talk about women's basketball without demanding CC mention. They're not basketball fans. They're CC fans. And I'm not interested in talking to CC fans. I'm here to talk about basketball. So if you're a fan of that, we can talk basketball. I'm not here to talk about CC. There's not much to say. Because my conversation about basketball start with this. What kind of defense they play? None. Okay. How many championships they won? None. Okay. See, now the conversation's over for me. I'm not interested anymore. That's where my conversations start. Do you defend? Or are you a champion? If it ain't that, I'm not in. And he's a 2-time champion, college and unrivaled. 2-time. Everything she touched turns out better. Oh, it's a Husky in the building. You want to talk about the champion UConn Huskies? Man, we're not talking about that right now. But I will be back later tonight to talk some college hoops. Yeah, that's it. That's where I'm at with it. Defense championships. Defense wins championships. If you ain't got no defense, you can't get to the championship. Ain't nothing to talk about. Oh yeah, Camilla's a two-time national champion. You want to see Angel McCoughtry back in the league? Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna live and die by CC. I want to talk real basketball, but let's move into a different section. Let's move into a different segment. Because let's talk about the WNBA's marketing model, son. So Iowa can't play defense. What does Iowa have to do with this conversation? We talking about WNBA. Iowa played pretty good defense this year. Yeah, Iowa is a team that could go deep into the tournament run just because they brought back a lot of experienced players who know how to get to a national championship game. So yeah, they played some defense. They weren't going to win the national championship though. But yeah, we had some fun watching Lucy Jordan. Awesome, yeah. But I don't know what they got to do with this conversation right now. I'll be trucking. Well, whatever. What else? What's your point? I guess I'm gonna come back for college ball around 9:30. Okay, but let's go. Let's go. So the marketing model for the WNBA is intertwined with media partnerships, corporate sponsors, broadcast narratives, and it creates a landscape where certain players, often white and deemed relatable, are positioned as the face of the league, while dominant Black, brown athletes are frequently overlooked or cast in reductive ways. The book Make Believe Media offers a key framework here. Media doesn't just reflect reality, it constructs it. Let me say that again. Media doesn't just reflect reality, it constructs it. Narratives are deliberately shaped to uphold dominant racial norms and cultural comfort zones. So, Caitlin Clark receives constant media spotlight and endorsements as a rising superstar. Yet she doesn't play defense and she hasn't won a championship. Meanwhile, players like A'ja Wilson, 2-time MVP, arguably the best player in the game, Angel Reese, champion also, two-time champion, some of the most visible and successful, and one of the most visible and successful rookies, they get less coverage or are often portrayed as aggressive, arrogant, or controversial. Y'all will even tell me that people don't know that we're talking about, that people don't know A'ja Wilson. Why? Why would y'all say that? So, Bob, the reason why I mentioned Unrivaled in the NCAA was because we was talking about championships. But the other reason that I get to mention that and Lil get to mention that is because we driving the conversation. If it's something that you want to say about Iowa, it's something that you really need to get off your chest. I also have shows where we drop the link and you can pop up and talk. Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. We appreciate the engagement. Pull up. Get it off your chest. Anything else? Megan Gustafson and Aaliyah who went down with injuries? Boston or Edwards? Why Maya, Sue, DT, Angel, Tamika, and Candace were marketed as they should? Why weren't they? Now I got to see this Angel McCoughtry interview. Aaliyah Edwards went down with what kind of injury? God, dog, I hate that for that kid.
They ain't even playing games. What they doing in practice?
Hey, they getting after it. Here goes StreamYard with this weirdness. They getting after it. Her back, damn. Back can be, back, lower leg. They can be nagging. That could be nagging. And I was expecting her to have a breakout season too.
Mm-hmm.
I really was. CC benefits from racial marketing for sure. Superstar. If Caitlin Clark was black and was a no defensive, no championship winning player, I would be saying the same damn thing. What she won? What defense she play? Shit. That's why I don't talk about everybody here.
And let's keep it real. Marketing has never just been about talent. Because if that was the case, Ozzie Wilson would be a household name with endorsements flying off the shelf. You know,
Oh yeah, we're not talking about the talent. They don't want to talk about the talent. That's the piece they don't want to talk about.
It's about what's palatable to a white audience. That's how the WNBA marketing is structured. That's because you got a bunch of I don't know, not flexible people up there. Those are, very conservative, and they want to conserve a particular image and system that says that they are the dominant whatever, and then whatever. That's the way it is, and that's why we discussing this today and asking the question, about there being media bias, and then the WNBA marketing strategy is not palatable to all palates. We're not against anybody individually. We're just talking about a product that's being put on the floor that's not being marketed in a way that's diverse, and that's just the way it is.
If Angel won a chip in the dub before Caitlin, you think all this Angel hate become void? No more die. No. Angel won a chip.
It'd be worse.
Angel won an NCAA chip before CC. What happened? Whew! They lit her ass up. She messed around winning the dub chip before CC. Flamethrowers coming out. But she'll handle it. And she's not gonna duck no smoke. And she's not gonna not try to go get one before CC because of the hate that would come with it. But well, maybe the hate will become void in the sense that she got it done, but the hate will still be there. Is what I'm trying to say. They'll still hate her. Because the people that hate her, they don't hate her. They don't hate anything of that. It's nothing basketball for why they hate the young lady.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing. They don't hate her because of anything about basketball. And then when you ask them why they hate her, why do you hate her? They'll tell you something about like how she dressed. Like it's nothing. There's no real controversy that you can say. Well, she did this. She did this. It was all true though. She couldn't see her, and it was time to ring her. She didn't lie. You didn't like how she delivered it. That was her choice. She didn't deliver it any different than
right. Don't police how she celebrate. Yeah, don't police how she celebrate.
Y'all wanted to police her. You can't tell me about one real off the court scandal that took place with Angel Reese. Confirmed off the court scandal that took place. And then when you look at her, since she left LSU, every place she went, she tried to go make some money and help the people around her make some money. Mm-hmm. If that's not somebody that you want to try to partner with and work with, I don't know what is. She didn't just show up in Unrivaled and say, I'm glad to be here. She said, I showed up in Unrivaled and these are the brands that I bought with me that want to partner here. Let's everybody get some money. Let's get out. Everybody eat. Didn't matter about what color, how tall, how short, how thin, how fat. It didn't matter about none of that. Let's get some money. Marketing genius. Hey, go get Haley Van Lith. Bring her here. I played with her before. I can work with that. But it's also marketing genius. She gonna bring in the ones that I can't, and I'm gonna bring in the ones that she can't. But we all gonna get in here and get this money. See, when it's really about the green, you don't see no real colors. When you really get to talking about black and white and all of that, it's because you ain't really about the green. And that's the bullshit that we calling out. Because if they was really about the green, they would be really getting to the money. And that's the conversation that people really don't want to have. That to me, that's the conversation that we really don't want to have. Oh, she's not the first one to dress sexy. Won't be the last. Felicia Daniels. Thank you.
Yeah, y'all forgot about Lisa Leslie that quick. Makeup on the court. Man. Dressed to the nines.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Momac. You know how it is. The door is always ajar. We're hateful. If you're not feeling comfortable here, if you don't feel safe here, this is the thing. You're not locked in here. We're not for everybody. This conversation is not for everybody. We understand that. Tina Thompson with the red lipstick. If you don't, and that's the beautiful thing about YouTube. You can keep scrolling, but we appreciate the engagement. Caitlin went to school for marketing. Talk about return on investment. I love it. At the end of the day, it's gonna get her what she wants, though. Angel Reese didn't even promote Unrivaled for the finals. She was not there to be seen. Angel wasn't there. Angel was there. What Angel wasn't, Bob, was at the final game. But Angel was at the game before that. Here you go again, dropping non-facts in my chat. Bob, get it right. Angel was there the game before that. What she wasn't there for was the final game when they won the trophy. But she was there and cheering before that in street clothes. Well, now if you gonna talk, have your facts straight. But if she never won, we wouldn't be talking about her. She wouldn't have even left college till this year. Who didn't win? What did she win? Tina Thompson with the red lipstick. CC fans hated Paige in the championship, saying AZ was the reason UConn won. AZ was a big part of why they won. Sanaya looked gorgeous draft night. I agree. Oh yeah, we could tell Texas Tech man's a clown. We don't. If you see disrespect in the chat, we can do that. And why not? What? And why was she not there? I believe that what they reported was that after her injury, she wasn't there at the final game because she went to go make sure that her injury was checked out and that if she needed surgery or anything, that was taken care of so that she would be ready for the start of the WNBA. So that's why she wasn't there. It was totally medical reasons. That's why. I just answered that question, Bob. You didn't have to type it again. I knew what you meant. Did you get it, or you need me to say it again? She was making sure that she was physically capable of being ready to start the WNBA season. Her next responsibility, the next contract she had signed, the next job she had. That's what I'm talking about. What's your next question? I think a lot of people need to watch the documentary Dream On. The whole Olympic team talked about how Lobo wasn't the best player at all. She just fit the marketing mold. Everybody knew it. But one of the people, they don't want to know that. That's not cap. Look it up. Bob, you ain't dropped the fact in my chat yet. Watch next season. The girls going to Oklahoma University. CC fan base going to hate on her as she breaks records. You think Aaliyah Chavez is getting ready to be the next one to break CC's records? Is that what you talking about? Yeah. In the paint was good. Appreciate you. Bob ain't talking about nothing. According to the commissioner, it sounded like Angel was supposed to leave the day Chelsea got her award, but she chose to stay to see her teammate get the award. Don't tell them. Shh. Don't tell them. The W needs to bring back the Little Rascals commercial and Kyla Pratt debating swoops. That was good TV, wasn't it? Records for the most shot attempts without assists. You still think Juju will break the records? Man, it's gonna be tough on Juju to break them records if she's out all next year. Cause I only think even if Juju red shirts next year, I expect Juju to go to the league as soon as she's able. Political ill. Do you think the Fever win a chip? That the league set it up, or would it be because they played and earned it?
They're gonna have to play and earn it. You know, I'm not conspiring and saying the league set up. The league sets up things, but you still have to perform. You know, are they gonna, try to give you some edges? Yeah, they give you a few edges, in the way games are called. You push off to get your shot and that's not called. That's an edge. But the setup is gonna be
the shot still gotta go in. Yeah, that shot still got to go in. If you get away with the push off, you still got to score. The marketing genius that you are identifying with Angel should be studied, documented, highlighted, and expanded upon. You exactly right. It should be a case study. Oh, that push off is legendary, and their shots go in. They go in. What they haven't done yet is win a championship. And what that push off don't do is play defense. That's what I'm asking for. Defense to go win the chip. Win the chip at any level. Win the chip at any level. College, pro. Angel School of Marketing. And she also has a good team around her. She's put a great team around her. They put a great team around her. Chavez could be if injury free. As for setting up players for life, getting next level in business marketing. I'm a Dawn Staley fan in that realm. Winner in life. We big drip. We big drip fans over here. We in Big Drip we trust. All ESPN was push Angel for the rookie of the year, 3/4 of the year until they realized they were backing the wrong horse. Why CC last name Reese? They're not even close. 62 new records, never ever been. Listen, here's the thing. Those 62 records are made to be broken. When they get broken, her name doesn't appear there anymore. Where Angel's name will be, that her name will never ever be, no matter what else she do in life. And I think this is what pisses people off. And I tell them this all the time. No matter what else she do in life, she'll never be an NCAA champion. Angel will always be that. Will always be that. No matter what she do in life, no matter how many logo threes she make, none of it. She'll never be that. You know what else? Angel only had to get to the championship game one time to get her a ring. Cece went twice and couldn't get it done. Yeah, Angel one of them ones, but they don't want to think about that. What do you think of the Fever lineup? Fever lineup is gonna be nice. I got the Fever losing in the semifinals. It was a 62 records broken. T Carmelo, I just read what they say. And somebody asked me what I think about Camilla being the focal point. I saw that question, but I didn't get back to it. I love Camilla as the focal point. What I love about Camilla as the focal point is that she's gonna make great decisions with the ball. She can score with her back to the basket. She can turn around and face the basket and score. She'll pass out the double team. So I love her as the focal point because she'll kick out to the open player. She can find Angel for the open shot. I know y'all think Angel can't shoot past 5 feet. Angel gonna show y'all that she had a guard bag before she got so tall. So we'll erase all of that narrative later this season, but it's coming. So yeah, I don't mind Camilla as a focal point. It don't bother me. We also went undefeated and lost to Iowa. Ain't got no love. That's a dip. South Carolina. That's just how I go. So Angel, y'all gotta make up your mind with the Angel narrative too. So now Angel can't make a layup. Okay, because last year it was she got all her points off put back layups off rebounds. Now she can't make none of those. I don't know. Y'all gotta figure it out. Camilla looks strong, healthy, and ready to play. Absolutely.
Yeah, I can't WNBA
wait. Players for years. Oh yeah, Camilla looked awesome. Snoop from The Wire in the building, bro. Low hanging fruit. Be original. Kathy ignored the WNBA players for years when they had to fly coach and everything else. When CC came to the league, they saw money. Son, that ain't what happened. If y'all go back, Kathy had started working on changing the flying coach and all of that when she first came in. The first thing she did was allow them to fly. I think they were only able to afford to fly during the playoffs. Then they let them charter flights when it was the playoffs and when they had back-to-backs in different cities. So this is something that they have been working on for 3 years. The narrative that CC got there and then the charter flight started, that wasn't how it happened. They had already started that, but the way that their money was set up, they was only able to roll it out in spots. So they rolled it out in the playoffs, then they rolled it out in back-to-back games, and then they rolled it out across the league. And then they had to push it, but they didn't push it just because of CC. They had to push it because there was a whole lot of famous rookies coming into the league. They could have had them slowing down. Imagine Angel Reese trying to walk through the airport, and we going to get to the flight. People stopping, getting pictures, autographs, all of that. Y'all don't think that would happen? Hell no, you can't have that happen. No, yeah, you got to move. I'm hoping this guy be on it in the fever so we can see some battles. I think we're gonna see some good. We're gonna see some good games. No, yeah, all the rooks. Yeah. Oh yeah. You cannot go a second without mentioning CC's name. Let's focus on Angel and don't mention the CC. Anonymous guy. What time are you doing that on your channel? Because I'm talking about what I want to over here. It's like Cess Talk Sports, don't it? I'm talking about what I want to right now. Yeah, I don't
You're
usually
talking
talk
about media
CC.
bias.
Yeah, I'm talking about what I want to over here. But you can let me know what time that start on your channel. Appreciate the engagement. Yeah, boss. The private jets are already in the work. CC didn't move that needle. Man, that's all. Yeah. Here's the thing. Here and again, if you go back to the beginning, nobody said CC didn't do any of those things. What we said was that she didn't do it. She wasn't the only one. Oh, no problem, Bob. You don't even have to make no announcement. You don't have to. The door is always ajar here. We appreciate the engagement. Shake my hand. Move around. That's the beautiful thing about YouTube. It's plenty of channels out there. You had a power to have your own. You could be up talking right now, just like I am. They marketed the MAGA. Asia, Fee, and Stewie are the three queens of the court and gave the leverage to players like Clark and Angel. I'll say CC name whenever I want to. Anonymous guy, move around. You ain't even got your name on shit. Am I cutting Harmony, Deja Kelly, or Kirsten Bell? Deja Kelly probably gets cut. Because Kirsten Bell know where the bodies is buried, and Harmony is the new Sid. Yeah, these rookies changed the game. It take years to set that up. A couple contacts, maybe to get what you want. Been there. You talking about getting the flights, the charter flights? Exactly. You got to put out. Sometimes you got to put out like an RFP. You take bids in, and you talk to the people about their bids. You got to figure out what your scope of work is. You know, all of that. Yeah, man, we asked you to go quietly. Why you still You still typing? Just go. I enjoy this thread, even though in this women's b-ball landscape, we frenemies. Good content though. Tim, who is your team? Let us know. Because at the end of the day, the whole point is to move the conversation around women's basketball. I'm not a Deja fan. I'm not a Deja fan at all. Matter of fact, I called Deja a Cinderella that turned back into a pumpkin. I saw Deja's WNBA stock left on the floor when Malaysia defended her, not this season, but the season before. In that second game, before she left North Carolina, the one that had her rethinking whether or not she should play basketball anymore. Meanwhile, I saw Harmony go globally and win the 3-on-3 gold. I saw her leadership. I saw her be vocal. I saw her three ball. I saw her defense. I saw her motor. So I would take that in Las Vegas every day and twice on Sunday over Deja. Plus, I would be partnering Harmony with Aaliyah Nye. So yeah, Deja will move around for me, Jeremy. She move around. He's just loudly dragging his chair out the chat because he really don't want to leave. Okay, I'm finna go then. Well, I'm gonna leave then. All right, then I'm about to go. Man, go on, bro. You still here? Close the door, nigga. What you doing? Go on, bro. Why just leave? You still, bro? You still here? Go on, then. Okay, you rock with the Fever, but I like other players. I love John Quill. So I don't rock with the Fever, but I rock with my Gamecocks that's there. So Aaliyah's there. I think Bree makes the team. You know, Kelsey, I like Kelsey. I'm just not a Caitlyn fan. But I do recognize Caitlin's shift last year. Her coming around to how they wanted her to play the game and how her and Aaliyah Boston figured out how to work. Why would I throw Dawn under the bus for this season? Dawn need to be thrown under the bus this season because we went back to the national championship and got our ass whooped. Why would I throw her under the bus for that? We talked about the things that we didn't do well in the game. But Dawn don't get on the floor and play. Just like I didn't give Gino credit. I didn't give Gino credit for the work that UConn did. What coach did I throw under the bus? Because the only people that impact the game when it's played is the ones on the floor. The Fever media is doing a better job this season for sure. Las Vegas also has great media. Is there another team that has great media? Atlanta been trying to step their game up, but the Aces put out great content. People should make their own channel if they can't control the content on other channels. I'm in the works of setting up mine. Tim, let us know. Fever admin is killing. Hey, Fever came back on fire. They was like, let me show y'all something. We're gonna show y'all what we do. And they met the challenge. I don't have anything against the Fever, y'all. I'm just not a fan. The players on the court didn't want it. Dawn did all she could. Yeah, Dawn. Shit. You think Harmony will make the team? Hey, listen. We prepared you as much as you can. Go deliver. You got to defend or don't. You got to want it. You got to box out. I can't box out for you.
Exactly.
Until us, AB. We take that lump. We go re-up, and we right back to work. And tonight, later on tonight, I guess about 8:30, 9 o'clock, we're going to talk about this 3X National coming up. This 3X National coming up. I'm so excited. I did not realize Malaysia Fuwali it looks like, playing in that on Team Chaos. Michaela Williams is playing in that on Team Rise. We got the South Carolina team in there looking really good. And then we got the Vandy team in there looking really good. So it's going to be fun. Is Dawn should be thrown under the bus because she got blown out 3 times this season. 2 times with UConn, and then she changed the whole style and she came up with nothing except a repeat, except a return to the national championship. Make it make sense, superstar. Make it make sense. I don't throw coaches under the bus. I need to understand those 3-on-3s. What network? From what I know, it's going to be on the YouTube channel. I don't see it on TV. So like Twitter, YouTube, and the USA Basketball channel on YouTube, and Twitter. This is 2 spots I see that they're going to be playing. The flight plan and security got to be done carefully. You got to do background checks. You got to do background checks on the. You got to do background checks on the company. You got to make sure they got their bonding. You got to make sure they got their insurance. You got to make sure all of these things happen. Oh, hold on, y'all. My bad. 1 second. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay, let me see where we left off. SC team looks to have moved on or preparing for next season. Yeah, ain't nobody throwing nobody under the bus. Here we go with the racial component. We already been that. Can you name the last 24 players that won the Natty and the Dub on the starting team? But I can name Aaliyah Boston, Camila Cardoso, Asia Wilson, Angel Reese. What else? I ain't got time for 24, but off the top of my head, I give you those. Cameron Brink. What else? She lost my laser to LSU, which McDonald's looked like a bad coach. She didn't lose my laser to LSU. Y'all are killing me. She didn't lose. Like Lay had the right. Lay, like every other basketball player out there, has a right to jump in the transfer portal. That's the beautiful thing about this sports right now. See, when y'all make comments like that, let me know that y'all want to control people, keep them under the thumb, and tell them what to do, and tell them when they can and when they can't. She didn't have to. It proves she can't win the national championship without Cardoso, Wilson, and Boston, because 3 rings she has is because those 3 women. Okay. So when she wins another one, then what? So what does that say about Gino for not being able to win for 9 years?
Mm-hmm. That part.
What does that say? And then he wins his 12th one this year. Oh, let's go. It's gonna be on TNT tomorrow night. Let's go. C3, thank you for letting me know. Superstar writes like Chicago Cheetah. I mean, yeah, like Gino, I tell you, Gino's a made man. Oh, okay. Lay was the best situation that any player could be in. But she didn't think so. Obviously, Lay felt like there was a better situation for her to be in. And I'm so proud of her for stepping into that opportunity and empowering herself to go see.
Mm-hmm.
Most people won't even take the chance. She like, hey, it might be some shit better out here for me. Let me go find out. Go find out, Lay. I hope to see you in the national championship game.
Yeah, it probably just came down to her desire for more playing time. I don't think, it was coach is not good or this, that, and the other. So, she wants to be a superstar, and she may feel that, her time was going to be cut when you bringing in the number 1 scorer in the nation. So you have the option to sit back and weigh your options and then make a choice that you feel will best suit you.
And you could say, what team has won the national championship without a dominant big? I couldn't name one. But until it happens. But here's the thing. Even without what y'all call a dominant big, I didn't have any problem with our bigs. We had 7 of them. We was right back at the national championship game. So then what are y'all talking about? And we didn't lose to UConn because we didn't have a dominant big. And that's not why we lost to UConn. If anyone thinks championships are won by just 1 or 2 players, must be talking about tennis or golf. Luana, I don't even want to get started. Playing for UConn or South Carolina, what situation is better? You're going to be in a national championship or at least a Final Four every year. We don't know what that looks like. Because Malaysia wasn't just a player playing at South Carolina. She was a player playing at home. We don't know what that looks like. Reese is about the money, not the talent. We could tell Timothy's just here to bash Reese. Bash what we got going on here. Jeremy put some years down there for y'all. Team winning without a dominant big. There you go. 2000, 2002, 3, 4. Thank you, Jeremy. Lil, what you got before we get ready to get out of here?
Well, I just want to say that, this conversation was asking a question. Is the marketing that the WNBA is doing, is it biased towards other players that are performing as well or equally to who they are pushing? And that's the question that needs to be answered. And then the other thing is, does it fall into the realm of discrimination for you to take all of the marketing capital for the league, put it on one player, and disregard the achievements of a particular group? And that's all we're talking about here. We're not here to get into individuality. We here to talk politics. That's why we call the show PoliSports. Politics and sports, they go hand in hand. It's relevant and it's real, and it needs to be talked about so that we could get some equity, in what we see. All fans should be satisfied. not just one group of fans.
Mhm.
And so that's all we're talking about here. Nobody's trying to take anything away from Caitlyn because she's definitely a talent. But to say she's the only talent, now you know that's a statement that's
Don't even
not
make sense.
100%
make
correct.
sense. Just that don't even make sense. She the only talent. We got 122 in the chat. We appreciate y'all pulling up. If you did not hit that like on the way in, please hit that like on the way out. If it's your first time here, hit the subscribe button. Ring that notification bell. Don't miss the next drop. Don't miss the next conversation. Y'all know what it is. Until next time, y'all stay tuned. Talk soon. It's your favorite auntie with Uncle Tendencies, and that's political Lil. She ain't gonna never hold her tongue for nothing. Y'all stay tuned. Talk soon. We